You're live. All right. It's looking pretty good. I've got a different setup here today. Why is that blinking? Okay. I just painted my nails because I can't ever hold still, but I was like, well, if I'm live, I will be holding still and my nails can dry. Hey, friends. Oh, we're early. It's not 7 yet. Well, it's 7 my time, but it's like, 8 Eastern. Hey, Kevin. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? I read the chat over here and then my camera's right here. So I'll try to look at both. Well, the thumbnail, Jay Killjoy, the thumbnail is me wearing something spooky, but I could not, I couldn't do it. I'm wearing a jack-o'-lantern shirt and I wore orange eyeshadow. That was as spooky as I could do. Oh no, I messed up my nail polish. Hey, Ashley. Damn it. My stupid nail polish. I can't ever hold still. That's why I never paint my nails. And I haven't opened my drink. I should have opened my drink before I painted my nails. Sorry about the noise. Hi, YRN. Hey, Ursula. I don't know if I said hey to you already. Hi, Arnie. Okay, it's just now 7. What am I drinking? A White Claw. It is a watermelon White Claw. I'm trying to go light these days. And I have it in a jack-o'-lantern. What do you call this? Holder. Hi, the mayor. Hi, Jay. How's 2024 treating you so far? It's almost over now. Pretty good. I'm getting better. I just hit the 1-year mark in my job. And the first year is really hard, but now the second cycle of it, I'm like, I think I'm going to be okay. Vegan Metalhead may have a bourbon and soda tonight. I love bourbon. Been at the same job 3.5 years. That's pretty good. I mean, it doesn't sound like a long time, but that's a long time. The mayor. Hey, Mr. Joshua. The mayor says, why aren't you drinking a bottle of J&B? Because I'm trying to be composed for this. Ursula came from the theater straight to this. What did you see in the theater? I haven't seen anything new from this year. I saw Immaculate and I saw Oddity. And I saw Frogman. You guys, have you guys seen Frogman? I keep meaning I need to write or film a full review video about Frogman because I can't stop thinking about it. That may be the best new film I've seen all year. Oh, Woman of the Hour. I saw you posting about that because I lurk on Discord. The Gordonite Frogman. Yes. I want to rewatch it so bad. I want to go looking for Frogman myself. It was, I don't know, it's just so magical. And I love how bonkers it got. Like, they didn't have to do that much, but they just wanted to. They just wanted to go crazy. And it was awesome because I feel like it mirrored a lot of real folklore. It almost like combined a lot of real folklore into this like crazy amalgamation. Oh, my bottle of J&B back there. Oh, that's empty. Hi, Brian. Have fun with your sweetie on the haunted hayride. I love haunted hayrides. Okay. Oh, yeah, the vegan metalhead. I remember you talking about working with Indonesians. Okay, I'm going to try not to tap the table too much because my mic is on the table and I don't know if you can hear all of that. So what metal bands are you going to be playing for Halloween night? A lot of times I put on King Diamond on Halloween during trick-or-treating, and Typo Negative's also really nice during Halloween. But it just kind of depends on the vibe, you know? You can also get a little more serious and do some, like, more cosmic and do, like, Wolves in the Throne Room or Black Braid or something like that. But I really like King Diamond on Halloween time. I've also been listening to Candlemass lately. I think they have, like, a really nice, I don't know how to describe it. When I listen to Candlemass, I'm thinking of, like, 70s occult movies. So I think that will work well. Oh my God. Okay. Ursula, yeah, I watch, but I don't talk because sometimes I just don't know what to say. You know? I'm actually a woman of few words sometimes. I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Cattle Decapitation being a vegan metal band. My cat is meowing. Okay, the mayor says Frogman is on Plex or Pluto. Oh, you watched it too? Oh my God. That's so much fun. When I was gonna click on Frogman, it said like horror comedy, and I was like, I don't really want to watch a horror comedy, but I tried it out anyway, and it's not a comedy, so I don't know why it said that. We just shot a remake of House on Haunted Hill with Daniel Roebuck, Victoria Price, Vincent Price Star, and Brink Stevens. Screening on October 31st in Santa Ana, California. What? Are you a filmmaker, Eric? That's cool. Mr. Joshua doesn't like grind that much. I haven't listened to much grind in a long time. Acid Witch for October, says Jay Killjoy. Okay, vegan metalhead, you have some information about some vegan metal musicians. I will believe there are some vegan metal musicians out there. Coors ain't metal, says Mr. Joshua. Oh, hi, Eric Russo. Welcome. I just watched the Old Spider Baby the other day, but I still haven't watched the remake. Because I do like a quick search on Real Good every couple months or something to see if it's streaming, and I haven't like really looked into how to watch it. But it's like always on my like the back of my mind. Okay. I don't want to like oh, it's only 7:07. I feel like I've been wasting time. So what I was thinking with this stream, when I go on, so first of all, the only type of podcast I listen to is paranormal podcasts. And like I listen to them when I go on my walks. So I was going on my walk the other day and I was like thinking about this long-standing dream I've had that I want to gather people in a room and for us to just like tell ghost stories together. But I just don't have a lot of ghost story friends, you know? But it's also fun talking about metal and talking about movies right here. And having Eric Russo here in this chat. I feel like you've commented before, so I'm sorry. I didn't recognize your name off the top of my head. My cat is right under me. So yeah, I was thinking like I just really want some, and I hate to say spooky, but that's the only word I can think of. I just want like some spooky fellowship and just like tell. I love telling scary stories with people and like getting freaked out a little bit. My scary story is my life. Hi, Kate. Yeah, since there's so much metal talk in this chat, I'm like, what else have I been listening to that I could talk about? I also listen to a lot, I've probably said this before, but like synth pop and EBM when I'm exercising. So a lot of times that's what I'm listening to. Are you gonna do Adam? Hey, Alan Smithy's Ghost. Are you gonna do a video on that new release of Gummo? Yeah. I'm thinking about it all the time. I also want to do like take a very special picture with it because I have like the bunny boy ears, the like pink furry ears. So I was thinking about like finding a public toilet somewhere and sitting on it with the bunny boy ears and like holding. I'm just telling you all my secret plans and holding the new release in my hands. I don't know. I had obviously nothing to do with the making of Gummo, but I just feel so seen because of this Criterion release. Like I feel very seen and validated. Yeah, I really wanted to like dress more festively for this stream, but like it's hard. It takes a lot of energy to get all cuted up. But I did try to film in a different location, and then I've got this little candle. Candle, and it's pumpkin. The mayor says, how's Daisy taking it that Vinny was cat of the month? She's taking it okay because she's pretty confident she can get it this month. And I'm not sure who has been the naughtiest so far this month. I have to listen to Acid Witch. I haven't listened to them very much. '80s Dave. Hey, Jolly Girl. Tonight I watched A Blade in the Dark. Yes. I love that movie. That was one of the first Jolly that I watched, and I was like, this is brilliant. Tell me what you do. Oh, Ursula says, tell me what you do. You know what I do. I oversee Greek life at a university. I'm in charge of 14 different fraternities and sororities. But I don't want to talk about work. Jay is watching Blue Eyes of a Broken Doll. The Paul Nashi Jollo. What are you gonna go as this Halloween, Katie? So I've been watching Baby Oopsie a lot lately. So I was thinking that I would just go as Sybil. But maybe Sybil like at the end of Baby Oopsie when she has blood all over her. And I have a Baby Oopsie doll, you know, so I thought maybe I'd carry the doll around with me. Because I don't think I can convince Zach to dress up like Baby Oopsie. So that's what I'm thinking. Like, because these are all supplies that I already have. But I also, like, kind of wanted to be Frankenhooker. Halloween on Halloween. Kevin Splinter, yes. Do you get invited to lots of college parties? No. Because I'm the one that's, like, saying, follow all these guidelines. You got to keep a guest list. BYOB, only beer and wine, blah, blah, blah. Frat parties are, like, so policed now. It's for the best, you know, because fraternities cause death. But it's like, dang, we don't have any fun anymore. Spaceball, thank you. Are we getting Black Belly of the Tarantula soon? I haven't heard of a date. I think they said that they're putting something else out before Black Belly. I'm talking about Celluloid Dreams, by the way, y'all. Sorry. Jay Killjoy says, I watched Night of the Werewolf with Paul Naschy, one of the worst films. I don't think I've seen that one. Zach is baby oopsie. Right. I was like, we can go find a muumuu. I can probably find a white bonnet on Amazon or something real quick. And there you have it. I'd have to find some way to make him look menacing, though. Going as Barbara Boucher on Halloween would be a look. Kate says, have you ever seen Panic Beats? It's an 80s Naschy that I've never heard of. I haven't seen Panic Beats. There's a lot. I think I've only seen like 7 Naschy movies. Ursula says, are frat parties like the movies? Like super excessive? No. And they have to have like, the rule is that each fraternity member can only invite 3 people. And it's invite only. It can't be an open party if it has alcohol. So it's invite only. And each guy can only invite 3 people. So if you have, our fraternities are pretty small. So if you have a fraternity of like 30 something people, then it'll be 100 and something people at the party. And everybody's poor. So there aren't excessive parties. I will say the 2000s were, I don't want to say better. I don't want to say better. The 2000s were a very toxic time, but the party culture was more active. Hello, Pestet. Sweden. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. Is it cold? Is it dark? Is everyone really like super happy there? Like we're told in America? We're told that Sweden's like the happiest place in the world. Mr. Joshua, what would you say is the most scary state? Louisiana. My parents live in Louisiana. Scariest. Maybe like West Virginia, you know, like where Wrong Turn takes place. The Phantom says, why couldn't the witch's husband get pregnant? Because he had a Halloweenie. But Ursula, I got another clue about where you live. Ursula says, where I live doesn't celebrate Halloween, it jumps straight to Christmas. That's sad. But I gotta say, when I'm at work, I'm already listening to Christmas music. And I just bought a Christmas tree. And it's in a box right over there. And I'm like, I might just go ahead and put it up. Because it's going to be really cute in the background of my videos, which hopefully I'll make more YouTube videos soon. Okay, I know. Straight, not starlight. Oh, I didn't even read it as starlight, so you're good. Oh, the Phantom's like Louisiana has Lou Guru stories, aka werewolf sightings. Yeah, I've heard of that thing. I feel like maybe Finding Bigfoot did an episode about that thing. Hey, Agitation. Thank you. Pestet says, it's dark, but not cold yet. We are happy, except when we write music. Well, I'm very thankful for Sweden's unhappy music. Watain is one of my favorite bands. So I know we're kind of here for stories. Hopefully we can at least talk about a few ghost stories. I do have a couple that have been saved or posted in my comments. Let me check it out. Thank you guys for coming, by the way. I know it was like kind of last minute. And literally every time I'm about to go live, I'm like, who do I think I am? What is this? What am I doing? And I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to do this anymore. Okay. Oh yeah, and to answer the question about scariest states, you could say Michigan. That's where Detroit is, right? Detroit scares me. And also the Michigan Dogman lives there. And Dogman is scary. I've never been to Michigan though. Werewolf, their wolf. Ha. You guys got jokes tonight. Like it and subscribe. Hi, the wild guys. Hey. I love me some foreign horror too, but you know, every once in a while, America surprises me. I just finished Count Yorga. Okay, Bigfoot. You think the Phantom says Bigfoot is scarier? Are you saying scarier than Dogman? I think about Bigfoot every day. And I listen to Sasquatch Chronicles podcast a lot. And those stories are just so good. And I think about it a lot. Like basically Bigfoot, I've never seen one, but I look at door frames and I think about what people say in terms of its size. It would fill up this whole door frame. It's just an unimaginable size. But Dogman is kind of scary too. Because a lot of people report having a really, really evil feeling off of it, which people do get that off of Bigfoot too. But I feel like with Bigfoot, there's a little more variety. Like some of them might be benevolent and some of them might be malevolent. But Dogmen all seem to be bad. Canada could be pretty scary, says Mr. Joshua. Remember 30 Days of Night? Oh, yeah. I want more movies set in the far north or set in Antarctica. Like, I just love frozen isolation movies and that, like, it's night all the time. I love that. Venice by night can be really creepy, too, says Mr. Joshua. The Phantom says Bigfoot sightings happen all over the planet. I know, it's crazy how, like, widespread Bigfoot is more than any other, like, mythical creature. I don't call it a mythical creature, but you get what I'm saying. Hi, Pestet, again. I started to follow this channel because you have really good taste in Giallo movies, and after that, I got stuck. The mayor says that Frogman. Where's Frogman set? I think it's Ohio. Loveland, Ohio. Hey, that's where you live. Okay, I'm gonna read a story from Arnie because this is spooky time, and we've got to like get spooky. I've had a couple of experiences. The one that affected me most was when I was around 10 years old. My childhood bedroom had a window that faced our driveway. It comes down a long hill to a T that went to our house and my grandparents' house. There's a big security light at the T, and at night it would catch my eye through the window, and I'd do a quick safety check look to see if anyone was coming over. I'm getting scared. One night there was something at the top of the hill. It wasn't a car, but was roughly that size, and it was moving very slowly. When it got to the security light, I could see that it was floating and looked like a big wadded up ball of gauze or fabric. It passed under the light and floated on through our yard and into the trees behind the house. I had been completely calm as I watched it, but as soon as it disappeared in the trees, I was overwhelmed by a panic. I closed all my blinds and curtains and went back to the family room so I wouldn't be alone. I don't think I told my family at the time. I definitely never looked out that window at night again the rest of the time I lived there. That's so weird. So it looked like gauze or fabric. So I'm thinking like kind of like how ghosts look, right? Was it like see-through? Was it white? And I also find it interesting that you felt calm until it passed by. You hear a lot of that from paranormal experiences, that people get like this calming effect. It's almost like something is calming them or like numbing them or putting them into a stupor or something so that they don't panic. You hear a lot about that with alien abduction stories and that kind of stuff. So I do wonder sometimes if the other, as it's called, these paranormal phenomena do have, some of them have this ability to like calm you temporarily. Yeah, that's scary. I'm like looking around. I would never look out that window again either. It's funny that you're always doing a safety check, and after that you're like, I'm not checking for safety anymore. Spaceball, what about the Abominable Snowman? We need an Abominable Snowman movie if there's not one. Kate says Yeti, Giant of the 20th Century is a bonkers 70s Italian movie. That sounds wonderful. Mr. Joshua says, what's a frogman? It's essentially a giant frog that walks on 2 feet. Like it's like a humanoid frog, like a full-size man, but with frog head. The Phantom, what do you call a female Bigfoot? A snatch squatch. Ursula says you're a boring guy. Okay, the Gordonite, the teller of that story, safety check as I'm calling the story, said it was really thin white fabric just floating and undulating. That's messed up. Have you ever heard about like sky jellies or sky manta rays and stuff? Like there are a lot of people who have seen UFOs that are doing this like undulating thing in the sky. Not like a machine UFO, but like an unidentified object in the sky that's doing that same kind of movement you're talking about. What is that? Because I'm thinking about it was essentially like following the path of the road for a while, right? And the fact that it was like the general shape and size of a car, it has me thinking like, was it some sort of like memory of a car driving by? But then the fact that it continued on and went into the woods is really weird. Like where was it going? What was it doing? Kevin says, how's the weather by you, Katie? It's really good. It's very dry right now. We haven't had rain in a little while. It's getting to the mid 80s Fahrenheit during the day. And it's dipping as low as like 50s at night right now. So it's getting nice. It is so quiet in my house. Now I'm freaking out every time I hear noise. The Phantom. I'm watching the 2019 werewolf film, Late Phases, which is also a really good werewolf flick. Mr. Joshua says, does this frog like eat people or something? I don't know what Frogman eats, but I can't tell you what Frogman gets up to. You're going to have to watch the movie. Pestet. I haven't locked my front door in years. When I did, I got drunk and lost the keys, so I never lock it again. Wow, Sweden. Okay. It's very safe. The mayor, yeah. Sounds like the alien from Nope. I don't want to like talk too much about Nope if y'all haven't seen it. But I kind of want to. But yes, I know what you're saying, Mayor. Caesar. Hey, love your vids. Do you have a rec for me tonight? I might be feeling a Lucio Fulci movie. Well, my favorite Fulci movie this time of year is definitely City of the Living Dead, but you very well may have already seen that. What about Demonia? Have you seen Demonia from, I think it's 1990? That's a really good Fulci. So you're wanting something like gritty and, well, maybe you'd like Tomb of the Blind Dead if you haven't seen that, because that's what we watched last night in the watch party. I know Arnie has been wanting me to watch that forever. Or like Burial Ground. Dead Ringer. Hi, Katie. Supposedly the Air Force / Navy has had tons of UFO sightings. Yeah. And I believe it, but like, I can only do so much. Like, personally, when it comes to all this, like, the government and paperwork in UFOs, that stuff is kind of like, I guess, redundant after a while, at least for me at this point in my life. I know like a lot of people like to go through and read any of those like declassified reports. But I personally like to, I don't know, hear people like witnesses telling their story, if that makes sense. But it is very interesting that UFOs are definitely acknowledged. But what do we do with that information? Like, what is next? Late Phases is a gem. Let me write it down. The mayor says, I keep waiting for Bigfoot, Dogman, or Frogman to come from behind you every time you keep looking behind you. That would have been fun. I should have pranked y'all. I didn't think about it. Steven says, Full Moon High is the 1981 werewolf flick that no one ever mentions, so I'm mentioning it. Full Moon High? Like Full Moon High School? How am I writing down recommendations again? The Phantom. What do you call a female Dogman lingerie model? An underwear wolf. Are you just making these up as you go? Oh, my freaking hair. I don't know what to do. Sorry about the hair, y'all. If I put on a hat, it's going to be even worse. Tomb of the Blind Dead, a movie about a dumb bitch falling off a train, because why not? Jesus Christ. There are children screaming outside. Everything in my neighborhood, like, you can hear everything my neighbors do. Oh, Gordonite, you missed it. Next week, we're doing my pick, which is Lady Frankenstein. Ursula says, and Burial Ground is a story about a 40-year-old kid getting scared by zombies. Pestet met 2 actors from Zombie Flesh Eaters last weekend. That was so cool. Like, I say this a lot, but what a time to be alive. Ursula says, was that a face in the dark room behind you, Katie? No. That's my bedroom back there. I decided that I want to paint my bedroom. It's our bedroom. We want to do it red. All red. This is the paint swatch that I got. Larry Cohen, it needs more love. James, hi Katie, just watched Strip Nude for Your Killer. It was just as sleazy as I remember. That's a really good movie. I think it gets better every time I watch it. That lead dude, it freaking sucks though. But I was so excited to watch it whenever I first watched it because the title is so good. I was like, I really hope it wasn't like too like sexually violent, but it was good. I have it on Blu-ray. It's part of one of those sets. I can't, the yellow one. Katie, my pick should be a secret until Monday. I thought that she already announced it, that Lady Frankenstein was my pick. Well, the secret's out, and people who attended my live stream got privileged knowledge. No, Mr. Joshua. Ursula is just an alias. Okay, we have another story. This is from Brooke, Arnie's wife, who was also in... Did you know that Arnie and I did a movie together? A movie. Do you see how I'm already talking like I'm a movie star? Arnie and I did a short film together, and Brooke was also in it. Well, her voice was in it. She says, about 3 weeks after my dad passed away, I was having a panic attack in my living room. I was crying and screaming about life. I wasn't screaming at Arnie directly, but he was listening and letting me vent. That's so sweet. Out of nowhere, I hear my dad's voice yell angrily, Brooke! I stopped screaming and looked around. Arnie sat straight up, looked at me, and asked, did you just hear your dad's voice yell at you? I said yes, calmed down immediately, and told Dad I was sorry for screaming so loud. That's crazy. I feel like I just would have cried even more. That is so powerful. Like, I like to think that your deceased loved ones are like present and watching, but I feel like it takes a lot of power or energy or something to be able to do something like that, to like be seen or be heard or be felt or to like interact with the world. So the fact he was able to interact so strongly is very cool. Thank you, Brooke and Arnie. If you were stuck on an island, says Kevin, what album would you take with you? Well, the first thing that popped into my head is When the Kite String Pops, the Acid Bath album. I guess that's my answer. I still listen to it very regularly, as I have been since about 2004 or 2003. Yeah. So probably that. What about you guys? Chime in if you've got one. Phantom? Should I say this on my YouTube while I get kicked off? What's a ghost's favorite genre of porn? Bukkake. Patrick Swayze could kind of interact with the world. He must have only been sort of powerful. What do you mean? Is there a ghost story about Patrick Swayze that I don't know? Hi, Screen Fun. Okay, so I want to tell a story about a dream that I had. Oh, in the movie Ghost. I haven't seen Ghost because I was a child when it came out. And I always looked at the cover and I wanted to watch it because I was like, this is a ghost movie. I want to watch it. And I wasn't allowed. I guess it was PG-13 or something. Okay. So I want to tell a story of this crazy dream. This is the most interesting dream that I've ever had. And I'm shocked by it. So I had this dream that I was flying to Russia in a small plane. I wrote everything down, so I don't remember everything perfectly. But the plane crashed into this, like, the snowy Siberia. That's what it is. It crashed in Siberia in all the snow. And we had survived, and I was really glad that we had survived. But we were, like, very, very stranded. And we were wandering around, and, like, I had my backpack and everything. And I was really glad because in my backpack, I had peanut butter. And I was like, this is great. I will be able to survive off this peanut butter for quite a while because it's so nutrient dense and everything. And it has a long shelf life. Like, I'm so thankful for this peanut butter. And I remember there was like there was like 3 abandoned churches in this little snow-covered valley. And we went up and we were like, trying to open them and see if any of them were open. And one of them was, so we ended up staying there as like a shelter. Anyway, the dream itself, like I was like, that's really interesting. Like, it was fun. So the next day I was telling my coworker all about this dream. And as I continued, his face got more and more shocked. And I was like, why do you look like that? What's going on? And he was like, you just described an episode of Stranger Things, season 4. And I was like, I haven't seen that. And he's like, I know. I watched season 1, but like I didn't continue. So I went and like he told me all about the episode, and I was like, that is so weird. It was essentially like all these same parts. There was an abandoned church. There was a plane crash in Siberia. There was a bunch of snow. There was like a peanut butter smuggler story in this episode. And all of this stuff, all these elements of the episode were in my dream. And like I went and read about it and everything and looked at pictures from the episode. And I was like, oh my gosh, there's no way I could have known any of that because I don't care about Stranger Things. And I don't follow people who are talking about it or posting about it or anything. So I think about that a lot. I took NyQuil that night. I don't know if that makes a difference. But I think about how maybe I tapped into like this. Y'all are going to think I'm crazy, okay? But I'm kind of like a magical thinker. So I think maybe I tapped into some sort of greater consciousness, like of the giant bucket of human knowledge. Do you know what I mean? Or maybe I even like crossed wires with someone who was just watching that episode or someone who was thinking about that episode. I just feel like I accessed someone else's knowledge, if that makes sense. And that's like the only time I've ever had a remarkable dream, really. Actually, I just remembered another one, but let me catch up on the comments. Thank you for listening to my Stranger Things stream. Mom, I'm 16. You can't watch PG-13 movies. That's how it was in my house. The Phantom says on a desert island, they would bring the album by at the drive, relationship of command. I haven't listened to that. Joseph says, we collectively keep our consciousness in a bucket. And the mayor says, maybe you access the Stranger Things hive mind. Yeah, it's just like so random. Gordonite says, the zeitgeist, I'm a big believer in that, especially now there's so much more shared experience online. Oh yeah, that's so true. I didn't think about like the internet actually playing a role in that. Like I thought about it in the fact, like, how do I make this sentence? I thought about it in a way that like, oh, well, I haven't watched anyone's review or I haven't read anyone posting about it. Like, obviously, there's a way I could have come across that information, but I didn't. But yeah, the internet is connecting our minds a lot more than they maybe were before, like spiritually. I was about to say something else. I forgot. Let me think. I don't remember what I was going to say. Dang it. Seeing a sleep paralysis shadow, this is the Phantom. Seeing a sleep paralysis shadow demon for your first time is definitely a terrifying experience. It's even more scary knowing that a lot of people have experienced sleep paralysis. I am fascinated by sleep paralysis. I'm fortunate enough to have never experienced it, but I love that. Not I love. It's fascinating that it's such a widespread phenomenon. My husband has experienced it a lot. And sometimes I can like wake him up from it. But I've been meaning to rant about this. It really gets on my nerves. It grinds my gears when someone will tell a story of an experience they had, maybe in bed, and people will say, it was just sleep paralysis. Like, okay, does that automatically make it not paranormal? Like, are you okay with sleep paralysis being some sort of just scientific explanation and we're good? Are you saying that a sleep paralysis, sure, maybe it is a natural phenomenon, but are you saying that a paranormal entity can't like hijack the sleep paralysis experience and interact with you during sleep paralysis? You know what I'm saying? I am not satisfied when people just dismiss something by saying, oh, that was just sleep paralysis. Hypnagogic, whatever. Can we like get to the meaning of what that experience was? Can we at least entertain it for a second? Can we think about like why are people all over the world seeing a shadow person sitting on their chest? You think that's science? The end. You know, speaking of sleep paralysis, before we move on, I would say I'm like a little bit superstitious. Like I don't really like sleeping in a room where there's like a chair facing the bed. And I don't like sleeping where there's a mirror next to the bed. So I don't like to be able to like see myself while I'm laying in bed. Because one time I heard that was bad feng shui. And I also heard that if there are shoes facing your bed while you sleep, that could invite sleep paralysis in. So I'll just be safe. There are no shoes pointing at me while I sleep. Okay. Pestet says, I have a strange true story. I live 2 minutes from a lake. When we were young kids, some kids from school tricked my friend to dive in, and there was an old man who had just drowned. Oh my God, that's terrible. That reminds me of the movie Next of Kin. Katie, give me your thoughts. This is Ursula. Give me your thoughts on the new restoration with a new aspect ratio of obsession. I haven't. Okay, obsession and taste for fear is finally getting a proper release. And I would like to say, I feel like we made this happen together, because I also spoke very confidently that I believed it would get the release it deserves. And now it is. I haven't read about like the details of it or anything like that. I hope it's colorful. Like, I hope they preserve the color there. But I'm really excited that, I'm just going to be able to just have a legit copy of it. The Phantom says, I've had 3 sleep paralysis experiences. The first time was scary, but the other 2 weren't scary at all. That's good. I feel like I would freak out. Spaceball. NyQuil is always fun with Italian horror. It makes it make sense. I'll have to remember that next time I take NyQuil. Although when I have NyQuil, I really like to fall asleep as soon as possible. Because like if I try to stay awake, it's interesting. And maybe this plays into that dream that I had when I was on NyQuil. Because if I take NyQuil and I stay awake, then like one time my mind was like going off into weird places. And I remember having to like pull it back. And I remember thinking like, these aren't my thoughts. Which is weird. So maybe I was tapping into someone else's thoughts. Maybe I should stay away from NyQuil. Eyes wide video. I experienced sleep paralysis 2 nights in a row. Oh my gosh, after seeing the documentary The Nightmare, which is about sleep paralysis. Well, that's creepy. Good night. I'm a big proponent of the entire Quill family of products. Ursula says, I don't like having my closet door open when I sleep. I don't know why. And I don't like looking at the window or have the window open because I think someone is watching me through that. When I was in 3rd grade, one of my classmates told me that if you go to sleep with your closet door open, then a ghost will come out and blow on your toes. And I never forgot that. And I think I made sure not to sleep with my closet doors open after that. But like, isn't that creepy? What a creepy thing to say. Ursula wants to see a proper release of the Reflections in Black. Well, maybe they'll do it for you, the only person in the world who wants that. Ursula, you can see how it looks on the Vinegar Syndrome page. I need to look at it. I don't know why I haven't like pursued more information. I think it's because I'm like not sure if I'm going to buy it now or like wait till a sale. Why am I hesitating? Because I don't know. I guess I want a sale. I don't know. Screen fun. When I was a kid, I used to dream about my parents killing me constantly. That's weird. But you also didn't speak to them for years. Oh my God. That's scary. It's almost like maybe something was trying to like warn you. Ursula, the best things of my dreams that I kind of miss is I dreamed about a movie to create. Yes, actually, I had a dream and I made it into, do you call a short film script a screenplay? Is it still a screenplay? If it's for like a 5-minute movie, I don't know. But anyway, I turned a dream that I had into a script. And I really want to shoot it, but it's going to like involve other people. Like I need a cast of 4. And I need a makeup artist. And I need someone who knows about lighting because it takes place at night. But one day it's going to happen. But yeah, that was thanks to a dream too. I feel like you can access a lot of useful knowledge and creativity inspiration through dreams. The Phantom. There's a good 2012 film called Shadow People. Ooh, that sounds good. That involves sleep paralysis, kind of. Free on YouTube. Shadow People. 2012. I've never seen a shadow person, but my husband has. I'm going to scare myself. Oh, Ursula says, first of all, hi, Vanderhoff. Vanderhoff 66FU. Thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. I should do another ranking soon. I really want to do like rankings of stuff like all the Argento Giallo movies and stuff. Like, damn, I gotta sit down and rewatch a lot of movies. Okay, I have a headache today because the air is so dry and we're having like temperature. It'll be cold. It'll be cold at night and then hot during the day. And I think it's like messing with my sinuses. So if I am acting kind of stupid, it's not from this 1/3 of a White Claw that I've had, but it's from this headache. And I probably shouldn't be having a White Claw with a headache. Ursula says, wait on a Christmas sale to buy it. Is it Forgotten? God, what's the Jolly set? Is it Forgotten Jolly set 7? The one with Obsession on it? Okay. Pestit says, I watched Superstition when I was 8 years old. I woke up screaming and my mother sitting next to me because I punched her in the face. Oh, and I punched her in the face because I thought she was the witch from the movie. Dang. Andrew Carlin. Why does your name sound so familiar? Andrew Carlin. Love the reviews. I'm a huge Jolly fan. Showing my dedication, I have Ohio State on mute and volume up on you. Thank you. Go sports. Ursula, years ago I used to film like films that ran, maybe even ran 1 hour 45 or 2 hours, and they were cool. But now I write movie plots and I like to improve on them and think of them always. That's cool. Kate says, I had a recurring dream as a kid where a gigantic skeleton stomped down our street. He'd swallow me and I'd slide out through its rib cage. That's kind of cool, but also kind of terrifying. Vanderhoff is going to watch Blood and Black Lace tonight. That's awesome. I don't know if I'm going to watch anything after this. It is only 8 o'clock. I'm not a night owl, y'all. I know my name's Katie of the Night, but Katie of the Night is usually in her PJs by now. Oh, hey, Matt. The dream. Okay, I'll tell you what my dream / screenplay is about. So it's going to be kind of like, you don't know, and this is the beauty of short films. Like, you don't know really the before or the after. You're just getting this like moment of a story. And that's why I like short films, is you don't have to like wrap everything up in a neat bow or like explain everything. So basically what this film is going to be about is this girl, she's driving an SUV and she's like all dressed up. It's nighttime. It's like the middle of the night and she's dressed up like she's been at the club. And she's driving in this car and she's like freaking out a little bit. And she pulls over and you can see that there are 3 guys in the car, 1 in the passenger seat and 2 in the back seat. And they've both been like severely beaten, and they're unconscious and they're like bloody and stuff. And she goes around to the passenger side, and the guy in that seat is becoming like semi-conscious, and he's like, oh, because he's just freaking out and he's in pain. Hey, Vinny. And she's like, I can't remember what she says. It's all written down, but she's like, come on, we're going to get you out of here. We're going to get you help or whatever. And she like pulls him out, and this is another thing I've got to figure out, if she can physically drag a limp man out of a car. Like, I got to do a reality check on all this. She like pulls him out and puts him in the ditch. And this guy is like, her phone's ringing. Apparently it's like her boyfriend or something, and she just like ignores it because she's like frustrated. And she goes around and gets the other guy out and like drags him. And one of them's like half dead, and she says something about how he's like this close to dying. And she pulls all three guys and leaves them in a ditch, and then drives off. And you don't know like what went down, what role she had in all of this, or if they're going to live, but they are in a ditch in a very isolated area. And she like lies to the one who's half conscious, and she's like, someone's going to come by any second now, and they're going to help you. And that's my story, because it was a dream that I had. If anyone wants to come to Alabama and be in the movie, just let me know. I hope you liked my story. Harold says Living Dead Girl is on Tubi. I just watched it. I love it. That's a great movie for Halloween. It was so much fun, and it was also just like quite scary. If you let yourself just be open to it and just receive the film and like suspend your disbelief or whatever, like, it's chilling. Ursula's watching Teenage Ninja Mutant Turtles. Did I say that right? Teenage Mutant Ninja. You said it wrong. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Am I right? Anyway, Fascination is my... Deadringer says Fascination is my favorite Jean Rollin movie. I haven't seen that one yet. Okay, I was going to tell you guys about another creepy dream that I had. So there's this author named Timothy Renner, and I forgot the name of his music project, but he also has a music project. And I was listening to it one day, and I was reading the description of the album, and it said something like, this album is intended to conjure the other, or to like make contact with the other, which is just like another way to say like the paranormal, the spirits, the unknown on the other side of the veil or whatever. And I like to listen to it at work because it's just chill. And then like, it may have even been the first day that I listened to it, but that night I was sleeping and had a dream that I was like in the woods, and these two spirits came to me, and they were kind of like tall and skinny, and they were floating like above me. And I was like, what are you doing here? And they said, did you not summon us? And they meant because I had listened to that album. Because that album was created to summon spirits. I thought that was cool. They were friendly. Well, it was beyond good or evil or whatever, like, but they weren't there to hurt me. Okay, Ursula, I will tell you a few of the plots I created. I made a plot about a detective gets killed in her house, and a man with his lover witness it, and they get involved in the murder spree. I love that. I love like accidentally witnessing something or seeing something you shouldn't have seen. The Phantom, the 1988 zombie film Flesh Eater, is a great Halloween zombie flick. I need to see more zombie movies. Vanderhoff, has anyone seen Terrifier 3? What do you think? I thought it was awesome. I haven't even seen Terrifier 2 yet. I don't know why. Don't ask me why. It's like I procrastinate seeing the things that I should watch. But I'm glad. Is it really like, is it all a Christmas movie or does it just have like Christmas themes? Terrifier 3. Okay. Ursula. They get involved with this Jalo killer that murders people related to a closed case, soon to be open. And the main guy investigates and discovers that the killer has his brother on the list. Spaceball. I've had dreams where I can jump as hard as I can over trees or a house. Landing is rough but energetic. Yeah, I've done that too. I know a lot of people say they have dreams where they can fly, but like for me, I never had dreams I can fly, but I've had dreams where I can like jump really high, or where I can like jump up and like kind of float there. It was really interesting because I remember a lot of times it had to do with my mood. Like if I was very, very happy, I could just like levitate a little bit as like a reaction. Like, wow, that's great news. And then you like levitate. The landing is rough. I hope it's worth it. Eyes Wide Video. My favorite. Jean. I hate trying to say this last name. Roland. Our Living Dead girl. Heartbreaking. I know. And Grapes of Death. Actually kind of scary. I was thinking about Grapes of Death. Because I feel like Tomb of the Blind Dead reminded me of Grapes of Death a lot. Do you hear my voice is going already? Ursula's story continues, and the reveal is supposed to be shocking and blah, blah, blah. No spoilers for my plot. I explained it bad. Harold says another great Roland film is the Demon... How do you say that? Demoniacs. Okay, so Terrifier 3 is a Christmas horror movie. Word. Oh, man. Mayor, that's kind of like in the Lords of Salem. They play the Lord's album and it brings women to a theater for something sinister. Yeah, I didn't even think about that. But like, see, a dream like that makes me wonder. Like, it seems like you could probably like accomplish some things with dreaming. Like dreaming can be a tool. And it's just a matter of like, do you want to focus and invest and develop that tool? Kevin, you've been going for an hour and 5 minutes. Yeah, maybe I'll do 2 hours today. We'll see. We'll see how my voice holds up. Okay. I got this like bright light shining in my eyes, and sometimes my eyes are just like, I'm not reading anymore. Pest it. Am I saying your name right? Pesta T. The Phantom. At the Phantom. I talk to the Italian guy with the maggots on his face. Oh, from Zombie. A really nice guy. Down to earth. I see what you did there. Ursula, you're making me read so much. The killer was killing people that could incriminate him or her for killing someone, but the lack of witnesses closed it. But the witnesses appeared and the killer had to kill them. Yep, just snowballing out of control. The mayor, I have levitating, floating, and flying dreams all the time, and then I wake up depressed and I can't fly or do any of those other things. I hear you. But think about this. You can do those things. You did those things. You just did them as dream mayor and not real mayor. I think about that kind of stuff a lot. Like, you actually did this stuff in your dreams. You just didn't do them on Earth. I'm like, a lot of times I wake up from dreams and I'm like, that was just a really good time. Like, I made some great memories. And I like to think to myself, like, yeah, that really did happen. Even though it didn't happen, like, necessarily on this Earth, in this version of my life, if that makes sense. So I think by that logic, you can say anything is possible. Anything you want to do. If you want to fly, you can do it. It just may be in your dream. But I get it. Flying would be so great. To be able to like do it on command. I'm jealous of birds. Especially like I watch vultures all the time, how they just like coast, you know? Oh, they just glide. They hardly ever even flap their wings. They just ride the wind. Ursula, story continues. But the killer's plan failed because the main guy saw it in his house. And the killer added them too, because why not? But the brother was on the OG list. Twists and turns. The Phantom. Lords of Salem is Rob Zombie's only good movie, IMO. I have not seen enough of his movies to make that call. Vanderhoff. I've had nightmares where this guy in a red and green sweater who has a dirty hat on and he has a glove with knives on them. They were like finger knives or something. Hi, Chopsticks. Hello, Germany. Hello, Deutschland. I want to go. Bye, Dead Ringer. Puppet Master, that's what's up. Tell the Puppet Master I said hello. Harold saw The Ghost, a Barbara Steele film. I haven't seen that one. Oh my God. Matt, you are so bright. You could combine the two dreams into one story, and the woman trying to hide the 3 beaten men while the entities keep appearing to her asking why she summoned them. That would be great. I saw The Devil's Rejects back when it came out. When was that? 2004, maybe? I don't know. I just remember it was dusty. And I've never seen House of a Thousand Corpses. Hi, Chopsticks. Again, well, this is about like spooky stories in general, but we got kind of on the subject of dreams and have just kind of gone with that. Because I think I think that dreams are magical, just like paranormal experiences are magical. So like from my perspective, it all ties together. We've also been talking about movies, and we've been talking about like Bigfoot, Dogman, Frogman, you know, werewolves, who are arguably the same thing as Dogman. Ghosts. I want to talk about ghosts. I haven't had any like earth-shattering ghost experiences. Oh, I know Barbara Steele. I do love her. She's beautiful. I saw a picture of her like years and years ago, way before I ever saw any of her movies, and I was like, I want to watch some of those films because she's like a very unique beauty, kind of like Christina Ricci. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, Ursula says, Matt Festa, are you related to Al Festa? I'm pretty sure I asked. I didn't actually ask that straight up, but I was like, are you of Italian lineage? Because I was thinking about Alfesta as well. The Phantom says the 1976 film Creature from the Black Lake and the 2006 film Abominable are the best Bigfoot horror films. Okay. Thank you. I've seen this movie called Exists from 2014, I think, and I really liked it. And then I saw it's Willow Creek, I think is the name of it. This is another newer movie, another found footage one. And then, of course, I've seen The Legend of Boggy Creek, which is scary. That shit is scary. I'm going to write that down. I might have to like make a list of like cryptid horror films or something. But I just haven't seen that many. Free on YouTube. Kevin says, boo. Ah! Mayor, you definitely need to watch House of 1,000 Corpses, but for the love of Lucifer, don't watch 3 from Hell. I do want to watch 31. Is that what it's called? Because it's really just because this Suicide Commando song that I listen to all the time has a sound sample from the famous monologue in that movie. And I want to see what it's about. 31, that's what it's called, yeah. Matt says those records are sealed. Well, if you're related to Alfesta, tell him we need to talk. The Phantom. What do you call a dog man that wants to take photos for GQ magazine? A photographer. But Chopsticks just watched the documentary about D'Argento called Panico. He always had some of the most nightmare scenes captured in his movies. Most of his films I would consider nightmares. They definitely have a very surreal feeling to them. I have not watched Panico. Katie. My name's Katie. Ursula says, Katie, you want to have a random movie night? Watch Sex of the Witch. I own it. I haven't watched it yet, but it's in the Camille Keaton in Italy set that I have. Yeah, it's kind of weird that you mention it because I was just on Instagram earlier and someone posted a picture of the cover and it wasn't you. So that might be what we call a synchronicity. Abominable is amazing, total hidden gem. Y'all, I'm sold. The Phantom. Exists is really good, but Willow Creek was disappointing because it didn't show any Bigfoot except for a Bigfoot statue. Yeah, and see, those are like on two ends of the spectrum because I know some people think that Exists shows a little bit too much compared to Willow Creek, who doesn't show anything, but I think both of them are still really scary. I definitely did prefer Exists, though. Matt says, I love recognizing sound samples and music. Oh my gosh. That's one of my favorite things because like growing up, I would listen to a lot of music, but didn't watch a lot of movies. So I like hear all these clips, never knowing what they're from. And then as I've gotten older and been watching more movies and stuff, like when you have that moment where you're like, where you recognize the sound because you've been listening to that song, that's so much fun. So like with the sound sample from the Suicide Commando song, Jesus Freak, I would just like I ended up like typing the word. No, I think I had to like Google it to see what movie it was from. But sometimes I'll like just type in the words that I can hear and see if it matches with a movie via Google. And I skipped over the mayor. I can't remember which of those found footage Bigfoot movies. Oh, it was either Exists or Willow Creek that was directed by the comedian Bobcat Goldthwait. I don't know which one. But you know what? Anytime there's like a comedian involved in horror, I'm usually very, very pleased. I think that comedians can act. They can act really, really well in horror scenarios. Like they can be scared. They can convey that very well. Like Sybil Pittman in Baby Oopsie. She's a comedian. But she does such a badass job. Okay. And nightmares, at least for me, says Chopsticks, are really not that bad. I enjoy having these dreams. They are so surreal. Unless you don't wake up and sweat every night, I think those dreams are special. I completely agree. But let me say, I have never woken up from a dream crying or screaming or anything like that. So I suppose I haven't had a really severe nightmare. But like all the nightmares I have, I'm like, oh, that was so cool. Even if it did scare me. Like once the fear evaporates, then I'm like, ah, oh, that was awesome. Ursula says, Katie wants a real 4K Blu-ray of release of Fatal Frame so bad. I do. Now I'm really happy with my fake one though. I think it looks good. Apparently it doesn't. But I think it looks good. It was Willow Creek that was directed by Bobcat. It was that like climactic scene. That was quite a feat. I love it. I love found footage. Pestit says, it reminds me of what Stephen King said many years ago. It is not me who is scary. It is the rest of the world. The mayor says, no, I don't need to read that. Kevin says, Godzilla Minus comes out on November 19 on DVD and Blu-ray. I'm not a Godzilla girly. I mean, I guess I could be. Harold says, Ministry used to put movie clips in their songs. Yeah. Yeah, a lot of like industrial and like EBM and stuff, they like to put clips in there, but a lot of metal did as well. Top 6 says there is, I lost my place, a Bigfoot reference in Strange Darling. They call him Squatchy. I haven't watched Strange Darling, but I have been heavily encouraged to. Andrew says, who doesn't want a 4K of Fatal Frames, right? I might buy a 4K player for that. Ursula's getting me back. Well, you know what? Maybe your worst movie you like is Reflections in Black, and the worst movie I like is Fatal Frames. Maybe I'll watch that tonight. I seriously want to go to Naples, Florida, because Rick Genasi, who was the lead in Fatal Frames, now owns a restaurant in Naples, Florida. And I just want to go down there and speak to the manager. Anyway, I skipped over some people. The Gordonite. I'm still having those. See where the sample came from moments with Zombie's Astro Creep album. That is so cool. Yeah, it kind of feels like, oh, I finally like have cultural context now. You know, Ursula, it's about time for another Fatal Frames watch party, don't you think? We've had enough new people now. They need to be initiated. Patrick. Hi, Patrick. Have you seen the found footage movie The Last Broadcast? It predates Blair Witch by a year, I think. I haven't. I'll check it out, though. I recently watched... my voice. I recently watched Ghost Watch. Finally. And I loved that shit. I loved it. If you guys haven't seen Ghost Watch yet, it would be great for Halloween. I think it's on Tubi. I think that's where I watched it. Talking for an hour puts me out. I sing like 3 songs in the car. I'm done. Oh my gosh. Sorry, that was my phone. Is there any lost and found footage before Cannibal Holocaust? Asked Pestit. Does anyone know? A lot of times I hear Cannibal Holocaust being like credited as being the first. I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there's something else out there. Maybe something a little more independent that the masses don't know about. Ursula says, my favorite wild Jalo is delirium. Which delirium? Wait, yeah, they're both. The Pulselli or the Bava? Oh, Sleepy Newt. I thought Ghost Watch was really, really cool. And it did seem so believable. I love that people just saw it on TV and thought it was real, man. I probably would have too. Harold, the devil is stealing your voice. Pestit has 3 different delirium movies. I have my little stack over here of my latest acquisitions. Because I was like, if we can't find enough to talk about, like I can at least talk about my new movies. But I think we've had a lot to talk about. Hopefully we've kind of stayed on topic with the scary stories. I do have a couple other scary stories. But anyway, I thought I would show you guys my delirium. It's so beautiful. Oh my God. My cat just came through the cat door. Beautiful. And then it does look the same on the inside, but it has the reversible sleeve. Do you guys want to see? Probably. And I don't really like pulling it out because I feel like every time I pull it out, I can't get it back perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know the one. It's the one of her in that dress and her legs are spread. Y'all know. And if you don't, you need to watch this movie. I love it. And I love this art and the color scheme of it. I've watched it so many times. And I just want to keep watching it. Why do I love it so much? There may be a movie returning soon to the watch party. Patrick said they thought Ghost Watch was a little silly. Ursula, I did not get Tenebrae. I need to. I need to watch it again. She looks healthy. She's a very healthy woman. Eyes Wide Video says, have you ever read the book House of Psychotic Women? It's a memoir collection of reviews by, oh God, Kier La Janice about mad women in the movies. No, I haven't read that. That sounds good though. There's so many. Okay. What? Oh, I was going to tell you guys another story. Actually, it's just very short. It's more like just a fact. My hair is wilting. So one time I did actually see a UFO. Have you guys ever seen a UFO? I was on a walk and it was during the day. And I was just like looking in the sky. I should have gotten my notebook out. I'm going to draw you a picture. I was looking in the sky and then I saw this like group of things that were like, I guess they were Tic Tac shaped. So they were kind of shaped like this, but there was a lot of them. Okay. And they formed this formation that was sort of like a triangle like this. And they were like rotating. And you could tell they were rotating because you could see the sun like glinting off of them. Let me draw you a picture really quick. And I was just like staring. And it was so far away, it was hard to see. And they were just moving further and further away until they finally like faded out of sight. Oh my God, I'm scared just drawing it. It looked like there. It looked like that. And again, I don't know if like they were rotating individually, but like the group as a whole was rotating. And I didn't feel any type of way while I was looking at them. I was just like staring. And it was so hard to see that I knew that if I pulled my phone out or whatever, I wouldn't be able to capture it. But that's like the only like real UFO sighting I think I've had, which maybe I've seen more and just thought like, oh, that's a plane or whatever. But my hair, shit. I thought that was interesting. And you know where I was when I saw those things is I was in this field, and one of my friends was telling me that one time he was out there in that field at night because he was taking pictures of like the sky or something. Anyway, he said he was out there and he saw this group of deer walk out from the woods and into the field. And he was like, he shouted at his friend, like, hey, let's leave. And when the deers heard him, they stood up on their hind legs and walked back into the woods. Same location. Mm-hmm. So who knows? Maybe that's a magical spot. Sleepy Newt, you like my Ed Weege inspired makeup? Thank you. I do like a quick version of it now. Like every day I do have the cat eye on the top, but now I've just been taking like a little bit of black eyeliner and just like dusting it down there. So it's like quick, but still gives the effect. Thank you. The mayor says radio broadcast of War of the Worlds was Ghostwatch before Ghostwatch. People heard Orson Welles' radio broadcast and thought that Martians were actually invading the Earth. That's just so frightening. Patrick saw a pair of strange, slow-moving shooting stars while driving in the desert. I've never been to the desert, but I'd be a little bit scared of the sky out there. The desert's where all this shit happens. Shit. Matt says, need to ask the Soraya question. What was going on in your life when you saw the UFO? I feel like everything was normal, but I will be able to investigate that because I journaled it. And I should be able to like match it up and see what else was happening. I think it was, I don't know. Maybe I forgot something that was going on. But see, that's always the question. And for those of you that may not listen to a lot of paranormal commentary, that there is a human aspect to these experiences. So a lot of times you might be going through a time of transformation or turmoil, and that might be the reason why you're having an experience. But I do believe that these experiences that happen are for you in most cases, which is why paranormal investigation can be so tricky. I do want to paranormal investigate though. I wish I could have like friends that I could do it with, but I just don't know if I can find anyone that's like has the right mindset or a complementary worldview. Top 6, you believe me. Thank you. It is true. But I don't know what it was, but I couldn't explain it away. Harold says, sure. What are you talking about? I didn't even think about like somebody not believing me. Well, Pestit says, I am so glad I'm collecting 4K now. So many good movies released only in Region A. Region Lot sucks. Oh, Harold, you're probably talking about the deer. Corey Knight says that deer story is whack and freaky. Right? It is freaky. But since he is not the only person that has experienced something like that, I'm not fully writing it off. Because this is the kind of stuff you hear. Have you guys ever heard of the not deer? Look it up. Actually, it's kind of hard to look it up because you'll just find deer. Ursula says, my last Jalo I got in 4K was Torso. You bought it on digital. I didn't know you could do that. The Phantom. One time I saw an aircraft at night flying super fast and come to an abrupt stop and hover over some houses from a distance and then take off at a quick rate of speed. That kind of freaked me out. That shit freaks me out too, man. It's amazing that you saw something like that. But that's frightening. Like, are they looking? Are they watching? What are they doing? Do you have a Eyes Wide Video? Do you have a favorite fashion company that you'd love to see and collaborate with a filmmaker on a horror film? My cat. What, do you got something, Vinny? No. I don't know. I guess I'm not really a fashion girly. Am I a fashion girly? I don't know. That's a good question. I just feel like most of the time I'm just wearing band shirts or wearing something that is not horror compatible at all, like a fluffy gingham dress or something. You would be a great paranormal investigation partner. Maybe sometime I can come to you and we can go on an investigation locally. Patrick, I think for good paranormal investigation, you do need a skeptic on the team. That's an excellent point. And the first thing that came to mind is like they kind of did that with Finding Bigfoot. Like they had the scientist that was on the team that would shit on everyone all the time. Although I guess that's for entertainment purposes. But like the logic behind it does make sense. What you see in a lot of like paranormal investigation, like ghost hunting shows, is that they'll have a psychic on the team, but then not have a skeptic on the team. So I think having a psychic and a skeptic would be fun. But unfortunately, I am just a normal person. "2018's Primal Rage is a good, brutal, modern Bigfoot film," says the Phantom. My picture of the UFOs is scaring me. I'm running out of space. Primal Rage. The mayor says you need to look up the donkey lady. The donkey lady. Is that a cryptid? I was trying to think. I thought we had one in Alabama, but I think what we have is like a wolf lady. Ursula says, Katie, if you have to build your perfect Jalo movie plot, what would it be? Lots of girls. I like that question, and I do want to think on it. Since Chopsticks just mentioned what have you done to Solange, I really do like the lots of girls in Solange. I think that's fun. But plot. I'd have to think about it. Pestit says that if they are watching us, they must think that our dogs are in control because we walk behind them and we pick up their poo. Oh, Patrick mentioned the Deer Woman of the Midwest. I actually watched a really shitty movie about the Deer Woman. Like a long time ago. Like I rented it from Movie Gallery or something. And that was my first time being introduced to that concept. I didn't know at the time I didn't know that it was based on reality. The Phantom. What do you call an overweight psychic? A fortune teller. Arnie, I know about the goat man on that bridge. That's awesome. Oh, let me read it to everybody. Near where Brooke grew up is the goat man. He stays around a train trestle / bridge and pushes people off that explore it. That shit's scary. I think I watched a TV show about that goat man. I think it was Monsters, Mysteries, and something. Shit. Mysteries and Monsters in America or something. I love Goat Man, Sheep Man, Pig Man, Dog Man, Frog Man, Owl Man, Moth Man. I love it all. Spaceball. If you went back to Italy, what would you do? I would visit more of Italy. I would probably do like a tour where you like go and visit many different cities. I think seeing Milan would be cool, but I think the whole country would be great to see. Yeah. Like part of me wants to go back to Amalfi Coast. Like, and I kind of want to go in the summer, but I also kind of don't because it would be so crowded. And one thing that we didn't do in Rome is we didn't do like any shopping. I was just like kind of intimidated to walk in any of those fancy stores. So maybe I'd do shopping. Sorry, I have to answer text message real quick. Okay. Oh my god. Matt says, I thought an overweight psychic would be a large instead of a medium. That's good. Sleepy Newt. Yeah. I bet Katie's Jolly would have lots and lots of girls and lots of weird Italian apartments. Hell yes. Hi, Ashley. Have you been lurking? There's an urban legend in my town about pig people living up on the hill. They were filming a movie about it. Ah, that's awesome. I am scared. You know, we have wild pigs here. I actually thought about even mentioning this because it's not a paranormal story, but it's a scary story. We have wild pigs, but you never really see them except for like on the side of the road if someone hit one. But Zach and I were hiking. Actually, it was barely a hike. We were like strolling one day in the woods and we heard a wild pig like up the hill a little bit. And I was so scared. It was like going, and you could hear it like rooting around. And I was like, what do we do? It's going to kill us. But we just ended up like quietly walking the other direction and getting away from it. So I didn't actually see it, but we just heard it. But maybe it was a pig person. We don't know. Ursula. Pure girl cast with even Rosimov and George Hilton included. Yeah, that sounds perfect. And maybe even can be the good guy and George Hilton can be the bad guy. Primal Rage. Okay. There's a Primal Rage 2018 and a Primal Rage 1988. I love a good Halloween party scene. 88. 88. The year I was born. Chopsticks just came to my mind. Starring Edward Woodward. Who would name their kid that? A really cool gem of a film, The Appointment, 1982. Super chilly. And lots of woods. The best car crash ever. I hate car crashes in movies. They're so upsetting. The Gordonite says, I'd be scared of pigs too after all the movies where they're the corpse disposal. Ugh. Pest, it says. Maybe that pig was me drunk and snoring in the woods. I'm drinking this so slow. It's taking me like 2 hours to drink this. Well, hey, David. Welcome. We've been at it for a while. This viewfinder's reversed. Ugh. Well, we have been talking about a few scary stories and kind of staying on topic, but kind of not. I know that content doesn't really fit on this channel, but y'all, I want to start a paranormal podcast or something and just keep this place pure. Edward Woodward was the original equalizer before Denzel Washington. Oh, thanks, David. You like my hair? It's dirty. This is the day I'm supposed to be washing it. But yeah, I thought it was a nice change. Chopsticks! Yay! Katie's Paranormal Brisket Podcast. Yes, that sounds good. Oh. Yeah, maybe I'll cut it off at 2 hours. Yep, unfortunately, I don't have a lot of stories to tell. So what my dream is that I would be the receptacle for people's stories, where people would like report them to me. And I know like a lot of channels and podcasts do that or whatever, and I'm so jealous that they have people that will give them that kind of stuff. But like, I feel like a lot of channels just take them and read them and then don't expand upon them, or like don't ask follow-up questions. And I think there's a lot to unpack and explore with each experience, and like ideas need to be bounced around. I like the discussion that comes with it. I like the scariness, but then I also like trying to get to the bottom of things. David says, any smelly brisket yet? No, I don't even think Richard's in here. But I'm glad that you guys enjoyed that. I was at a barbecue place the other day, and I was looking at the menu and saw brisket up there, and I was definitely laughing to myself. Brisket will never be the same. The Phantom says the 2019 Australian film Boar is a brutal film about a rhino-sized boar killing people in the Australian outback. It's a remake of the 1984 film Razorback. Well, that sounds awesome. I know, Ursula, you said you don't care about creatures and monsters and stuff, but I really do. And maybe it's because they're real. Okay. Boar 2019. David came back from Bone Chapel in Portugal. Are you in Portugal right now? Spaceball. I've had dreams when my teeth turned to corn and fell out like worms. That's messed up. I hate teeth dreams. I think a lot of us have them. You came back yesterday. Oh my gosh, how was it? That is so cool. I've heard so many good things about Portugal. Welcome back. Hope you're adjusting to the time change. When I came back from Italy, I was up at 5 a.m. making a grilled cheese sandwich. Zach came out and he was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "Having grilled cheese. I don't know. Okay." Lisbon is very nice. That's great. Glad you made it safely back. Oh yeah, Ursula. God, you have a really good memory. The day after I came back from Italy, I went to tuned into a Discord watch party and I was half unconscious. Pestit says, "My friend told me a strange story. He took his phone to record if he sleeps all night. He checked his phone the next day and he heard someone walking around his apartment. I listened to it. It is so scary." That's messed up. Ursula, I don't know how to barbecue. Thank you, Phantom. I'm glad you liked it. I hope it went well. Like, I don't know. Sometimes I just really okay. I know why so many channels just switch over to doing live streams because it's actually easier than doing regular videos. But however, I do not like it when channels that I like switch over to just doing lives all the time. So I still prefer being a channel that makes real videos, but sometimes I just really do want to be live because I just want to hang out. Do you know what I'm saying? I want to hang out, but also feels weird that like the spotlight is just like on me. So that's not exactly what I'm trying to do. It's like just for the fellowship of it all. Then I feel bad when the live stream is just like wandering all over the place and it doesn't have a theme. I tried to have a theme and I tried to adhere to it here. But yeah, sometimes I'm like, what are you going to go live about? You know, like, what are you doing this about? But it's really just hang out and hopefully tell some ghost stories. Now listen, if any of you guys have ghost stories or paranormal experiences you want to tell me about, you can tell me anytime. I will believe you. Hopefully this was entertaining. So we have like 3 more minutes. I was thinking I might make a video about my recent acquisitions, but I'll also show you here if you want to see. So my friend Natalie sent me 3 DVDs. They're not like typical, but it's still really cool because I like all these movies. Heathers. It Follows. And Crimson Peak. And I like all of those films, but it's been quite a while since I've watched any of them. By the way, something scary happened to me while I was watching It Follows. Many years ago, I was watching it in this room, and I can't remember what happened. I think my fan turned on by itself while I was in there watching that movie, which has never happened before. And I was like, what? I was home alone. And then my cat like came to the door and was looking, but she would not come into the room for anything. So I always thought that was cool because it happened while I was watching a scary movie. Okay, so I also bought some things from Orbit because my friend Josh got me a gift card. So I got Twins of Evil. I've got Let's Scare Jessica to Death. Hey guys, I got Blood on Satan's Claw. This one was expensive because it's like out of print. So I was like, I want it. And I have a gift card, so I felt less bad about it. And I got Blackula. Yeah. That's another good Halloween one. Okay, let's see. David, I am a little sleepy and I've also been talking for 2 hours. So my voice is weakening. Oops. Chopsticks, you stumbled upon the live and you love it. Thank you so much. But don't you ever feel like you have to do it when you don't want it? But don't you ever feel to do it? Oh, I know what you're saying. It's like I want to, but I also don't want to be like, me, you know? But it's not about me. That's why I think it would be fun to do like an Instagram live because you can have someone else like join it. You know what I mean? So it's kind of like a video chat with other people in it. I'm not tipsy, but I have a headache, so I'm loopy. I want to be tipsy, but it's been 2 hours and I haven't finished one White Claw. Pest it. It's 3:55. My gosh, get some sleep. Hold on. Okay, I'm about to stop, but I'm catching up on comments. The Phantom says the 1976 film Massacre at Central High is inspired the Heathers and Prom Night. Oh, cool. I haven't seen that. Only 7 p.m. on the West Coast. Oh. So you had to go like extra far to get to Portugal. The mayor. My friends used to do a monthly live stream called Freaky Girls Live, and their streams would be all over the place. Okay, well, that's good to know. It's kind of hard to like keep it on track because there's so much participation that you want to like go all over the place with the conversation. They're the ones that named you the mayor. Oh my gosh. And the streams will sometimes last for over 8 hours. Did they just like eat on stream and stuff? That's cool. I like the concept of streaming, but I don't really watch people's streams. I don't know why. The Phantom saw a good blaxploitation film from 1976 called Dr. Black and Mr. Hyde. That's cool. Okay, speaking of blaxploitation, I haven't finished the movie, but I started to watch Abby. I think it was 1973 or 1974, but it was like The Black Exorcist. I'm really excited. It's good so far. I haven't like talked about what I've been watching lately besides like the 45 films that y'all recommended in Livestream. Like I talked about all of those, but I've been watching other stuff too that I just haven't talked about yet on video because it's just hard to make videos right now. Okay. Night Creatures is another great Hammer horror. If you haven't seen it, I have not seen that. We love Katie in Woodstock, Georgia. Cool, way up, dude. Where's Woodstock at? Greetings from Alabama. Woodstock. Oh, this is like right here around Atlanta. I've been to Alpharetta for Whitesnake concert at their little amphitheater they have there. Cool. Sleepy Newt. I just ordered Let's Scare Jessica to Death from Shout Factory. That's awesome. It's good. It's like, okay, so it's not what I thought it was going to be, but it's really good. It's just very moody and haunting. David says, were you affected by the hurricane? Nope, we didn't even get a drop of rain. So that's good. We do have a friend, Richard Glenn Schmidt, who I interviewed, who wrote Jalo Meltdown. He is in Florida, but he and his family are fine. So that's good. But yeah, we didn't get anything. Sometimes we get a little bit action. We had Hurricane Zeta come through a few years ago. It was nothing serious, but it was like some people didn't have power for like a week. Pest it is gonna watch coffee and Death Walks at Midnight. Well, I hope you're gonna sleep at some point. But hey, it's none of my business. Death Walks at Midnight is a good choice. Mayor said the freaky girls would eat, drink, and smoke and have lots of party drinks during their live streams. That's cool. Ursula, if you do an Instagram live, I would join so you can make fun of my voice. Yeah. I might get another clue about who you are. The Phantom says, Katie, are you going to do another recommendation movie review video like you just recently did? I'm sure I will because, I made a Google form to take people's recommendations. So I'm like collecting people's recommendations now. And I could do another like streak where I just watch a ton of them and then come back and do a report back. I definitely need to do something like that again. But I do have a good old list pending. Ursula, do you guys wear hoop earrings? Do you ever do this with your hoop earrings? It's fun. This should be the new style. No wonder David thinks I'm tipsy. Ursula, you're going to tell me where you live? Do you think I'm going to come find you? Clara, how much do you bench press? Probably like 10 pounds. Okay, as soon as Ursula tells us where he lives, then I'm going to sign off. The Mayor, just don't recommend Katie any grapey movies to watch. Yeah. Like Tomb of the Blind Dead. Don't do that with your earrings. You don't like it? Okay, Ursula punked me. One day I'll find out exactly where you live. Okay, bye the Phantom. Like and subscribe. Bye, David. I hope you recover well from getting back to the States. Thank you to everyone who came and hung out. Sorry I didn't have too many ghosty stories, but thanks to those of you who contributed to ghosty and dream stories and UFO stories. Have a happy Halloween season. And hopefully I can make a video sometime this month. But as you can see, I can't even wash my hair. So hopefully soon. Okay. Good night, everyone. Goodbye. Happy Halloween. Thanks for letting me be goofy up in here. Go tell the world this is how you wear earrings now. Thanks, Gordonite, Arnie. Bye, Kate. Bye, Sleepy Newt. Bye, Kevin. I hope everyone has good dreams and no sleep paralysis. Make sure to turn shoes away from the bed. Thank you so much, guys, for just hanging out, keeping me company. If you do this with your earrings, it will be the grapes of death. Aw, thanks, Ursula. I'll have to do the paranormal brisket podcast. I am on the 5th Discord all the time, just not speaking. Anyway, bye, everyone. Thank you so much, Phantom. You're inspiring me. Sorry, Pest It. Well, enjoy the coffee. Okay, I'm exiting out. Goodbye, friends. Good night.